what will the fans find in the new episodes of Fear the Walking Dead?
Surprises. You're gonna be surprised. A lot of surprises. There's just so much happening that it's hard to. You go back, think back about all the stuff that is coming. It's like, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just where do you start? I mean, there are a lot of surprises. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as surprising as that first half was, it just, I think it unravels into this like this incredible mixture of tumultuous events that kind of, you know, all crescendo in this. I mean, I'm just very excited to see what everybody. I mean, it's just very hard to put adjectives to this, the end of the season, because there's just so much. You just have to watch it.
There are a lot of, oh my
cheesy.
God moments. I mean, that I'm telling you, I was just thinking. I'm trying to think about what's happening now. It's like just so many things are gonna happen.
Rubén, what has surprised you the most with your character's past? Because we found out that he has this dark past. Did you?
Well, I have a backstory that I have made myself, so I pretty much understand what his background was. The thing that mostly to me was surprising are things that are not familiar, people are not familiar with, which is the reason why Salazar had to run out of Salvador when he did. You know, so as far as the character, the fact that he has been spared is what I find the most, you know, I wonder how that happened. He, in episode 4, he could have died by drowning, he could have died by lightning, he could have died by getting shot. He could have, there were so many moments where he could have died. And yet he has survived. So Salazar is like wondering right now, he's very surprised about that. He doesn't know why he's still alive.
Do you prefer the first season Daniel or the current one?
I like this current one because he's more, as an actor, I find that there's more for me to go to and be surprised by. It's very much more complex now than before. And I think it's good for the audience as well.
Daniel, how did you feel when you were picked up for Fear the Walking Dead?
It was you know, I've said this a few times, but like there's a lot of secrecy that surrounds the show. So all I knew is that I was joining this cast who I kind of deeply admired, and I just think that you get very little pieces of information, but you know, once you're there, once I was there, it was such a pleasure to join it. You know, it's very easy to join a cast and a crew that have produced such great work and then are just, you know, they're in their rhythm, they've hit their stride and they've hit their thing. So you really you come in and you come just to hopefully not trip that momentum up. You know, you want to go in there and add to this thing that's already, I think, a very kind of very interesting and complex kind of story that they're telling. And so you go in and hope that you can kind of add to something, an element to that.
And how was filming this amazing scene with Madison stabbing you, stabbing Troy?
Yeah, it's the first day of filming actually. It's like quite a baptism of fire. Like, you know, I didn't. That's the first thing I found. Like, I didn't know the character's name. They said to me, "You need to come in to this place in LA to get your eye because there's going to be a spoon in your eye." And I was like, "What?" Like, I had no idea. Like, I had nothing else. I didn't have anything. It's just a spoon in my eye. That's all I knew. So, and then I kind of started wondering, like, does he walk around with a spoon for the entire thing? Like, I wasn't sure if like the spoon was going to become like it was just lodged in there because they were like, it's going to go behind your eye socket. So that was our first day of filming, and you know, the guys, the the guys, the visual effects guys, and the makeup team are so good on the show. Like they really are. They're incredible. The eye, you know, any of that stuff. I didn't feel it at all, you know. So I'm walking around with a spoon and the eye and this thing, and everyone's like looking at me like that. But obviously, also I can't see. I'm the only person who can't see it. So I'm just like, everyone's giving me these like really wide berth. And actually, that wasn't the most painful. The most painful was actually being smashed onto my knees like 5 times, which is, you know, it's just one of those funny things about filming, you know. The things that you think are going to be the hardest are usually not. It's the little things, you know, the tiny little kind of details that end up being harder.
Rubén, people are waiting for the meeting of Daniel and Ophelia. Are we going to see it finally?
Yes. There will be a meeting. But I'm saying, and it will be very emotional, as you can imagine. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of moments. And again, it's interesting, right? Because we had how many episodes left? 8? 8, right? And we have 2 and then 2, right? 2 and 2. So then you have 4 in the middle. But there are so many things that are going to be happening. Yeah. That's one of the moments. That meeting encounter is one of the moments.
It's a great episode.
Yeah. It's a great episode.
How will affect Daniel the death of Jeremiah to the brothers?
Affect Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It affected me deeply because I love Dayton. Like I really love him, so it affected me a bit. But I think how it affects Troy is very interesting. It's not black and white, which I really like too. Mm-hmm. It's neither one nor the other. It's, you know, because it's a very complex relationship that they had. So there's parts of it that I think are really beautifully written, which is, it's relief on the one hand, but it's also fear of losing somebody that has always been a kind of, at least somebody that he knew was a structure in his life. Whether it was a good structure or not, he knew that was there. So losing that is obviously a really weird sense of like relief, but also fear and hurt and pain and confusion, and none of it's black and white, which I really appreciate. There isn't what you expect his reaction to be, and I think it's far more nuanced than that.
People talk about the famous crossover between Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead. Do you think your characters have any space there? And what side do you think they would pick, Negan's or Rick?
I think in my particular case, I will kill Negan.
Just leave it there.
He's an asshole. I would kill him. I think Salazar would immediately react to anyone who's trying to belittle him or abuse him. You know, he would either avoid him altogether, Negan, or face him and do something about it.
I don't know. I don't really. I think that there's a time gap there too, which is what Robert Kirkman was saying, which was there's a big time gap there. That to reconcile that, you have to do a lot of things first, and I'm probably alone in this, but I think they're separate stories. You know, I think they're separate investigations. They're very different shows to me. Like they are different shows. They're very different shows, and the strengths of one are different to the strengths of the other, and so like a crossover, yes, I guess in some weird world there would, but I don't think it would. I don't think it would work.
I think it would be fun if they sort of meet and continue.
Right, if it's a past thing.
Yeah, not that they integrate.
Right. I don't think. I just think
it wouldn't work. I don't
think it would.
If you try to integrate all the characters and make, you know, no. I don't think so. But I think it would be really cool to have like, sort of, you know.
But it would be a gimmick, you know.
Yeah,
it would be a gimmick.
But also it would be part of the universe of the Walking Dead. I don't know how that could happen because right now, one group is over here and the other group is over there. But
okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.